Hello and welcome. I am Raziel, and today I'm talking about the Ravening Hordes book. This is a kind of reaction slash review to it. It's not going to be that in depth, but it's going to be my first thoughts on looking at the book. Now, it's a decent sized book. It's quite hefty, and it's probably one of the cheaper books. It's bigger than any codex, which honestly for 30 quid is quite a surprise. It's cheap. I think it's the cheapest army book Games Workshop does at the moment, and it's a multiple army book as well. Now, honestly, I've got to say, first impressions. This is a first impressions video. It's pretty well laid out. I like how it's laid out. Each army gets its own section. It's very well laid out. It's like if you want to do orcs, they're at the front. You got to do chaos, and I'm going to do chaos as one big blob at the moment. I'll come back in a minute. That's just center of the book, and finally at the end is the Tomb Kings. So basically, you don't have to keep flipping through the pages trying to find the right rules like you do with the Hordes Heresy books. So it looks like Games Workshop may have actually learned something from that and made this book very well easy to read and to work for you. It's very well done. And the other thing is most units, not all of them, most of them have a whole page to themselves. Every single unit has its own page. Again, this makes it very easy to get to the page you need for the unit. And again, it's well laid out. It's actually quite nice to see a book like this. And I like it, I gotta say. There's lots of nice artwork, and the way the pictures are done very much feels like the old Warhammer Armies books, like the photos and the brown artwork. Yeah, I mean, that could be just nostalgia speaking, and it probably is, but seeing like the units as they are without being on a battlefield, just saying, hey, this is your unit, kind of feels nice. And like I said, it's all well laid out, and it has a nice nostalgic tang to it, and that's a lot of good things. And like I said, chaos is like this blob in the middle, which I think is fantastic. I think it's a very well thought out thing because again, it's Greyhoods and Warriors of Chaos, and the way the allies works, you have it's like again like Hordes Heresy where you had to check a chart to see who you could ally with and who you couldn't, and their trust in the others. Allying with the Chaos Warriors with Beastmen is really easy to do because there is no extra rules there. They're not uneasy, they're not suspicious, that's it. So putting Chaos in the middle as this big blob means you can make a Chaos army with both Beastmen and Warriors of Chaos allying without any sort of negative modifications to your rules or anything like that. But like Tomb Kings are suspicious of everyone, and orcs are uneasy with chaos but suspicious with Tomb Kings. So the fact that they've done chaos like this and made it feel like you could do a proper full chaos army of both Warriors of Chaos and Beastmen makes it actually a fun, interesting idea to do. I mean, I like some of the Beastmen models and might be something I'd go for. And the mark of Chaos that Beastmen have is only the mark of Chaos Undivided, and that is the same rule for everyone. Anyway, it's all the same mark. So basically, the mark of Chaos Undivided isn't any different from the Warriors as it is the Beastmen. And that's pretty cool because not only that, they actually put the mark of the Chaos Mark rules right at the end of the Warrior of Chaos book section. So it's right near the start of the Beastmen one. So again, it's something you can easily get hold of if you need to remind yourself if you're playing Beastmen what the mark of Chaos Undivided does. This is a very intelligently laid out book, and it's designed for ease of use over anything else. And I quite like it. I think that bits are pretty good, and it's not too bad. But it's not all cheese and biscuits. There are some problems with it. Now, the first one is quite glaring, and this is one of my worries when buying this book. If you're going to buy this book for lore, do not buy this book for lore. There is so little lore in this. There is nothing indicating what they're doing during the time of the Three Emperors. It is just basic background for the armies. There is nothing there really. Nothing you can find in any other book that about the army. It's just that. It's just background. It's kind of a shame really. It would be nice to see even a timeline of what's happening. I do like the Warhammer Army books timelines. I've always enjoyed that in the books and the codices, and I think it's a great part of the actual hobby because you can see which battle you want to take place, and it's a fascinating bit. And having most of all the lore stripped away from this book, this is just an army list book. It's just rules apart from a very little bit of lore, and it's very, very little, is honestly a bit of a downer. I wouldn't mind paying a little bit more just to see, what are these guys doing during this time in this book. Have a bit more in depth of what they're doing, not just what's in the rule book. Have a bit more insight of their plans and goals of the time of the Three Emperors. Now, the artwork is good in it. I'm going to just say some more positive now, because the artwork is pretty good in it. It's, like I said, it reminds me of the others. But I have noticed a lot of it is old artwork. There's very little new. I don't think there's any new artwork in there, actually, which is a bit of a shame. But it's nice. There is some new artwork. There's a new Tomb King's Dragon. That's got that artwork. And again, it's in the same manner. And it's kind of a shame that there is lots of new artwork. It would be cool to see that, but it's lots of old artwork. Again, it's probably to hit that nostalgia sweet spot that, I remember this. Oh, this was so cool. Even, this is one of the bits that kind of confuses me, but I can see the point at the same time. At the start of each section is an old Warhammer Armies front cover. It's the artwork from that. It's in colour, it looks nice, it's good artwork. But it's on the left-hand page, and I find that a bit confusing, because I would thought it would look better that it would be on the front, so it's sort of like an individual book. Like, you'd open up to the page you want, and you'd have the front page there, which would be the artwork, which was the original cover, and then you flip through it that way. That would have been nice. But I can also see why it's that way, because as soon as you open it, you have this nice bit of artwork while you start reading how the army is made. And I was pretty dead on with that one. 25% for your leader, at least 25% for your infantry, up to 50% for your special. Yeah, I hit that one nail on the head, that one there. So yeah, it's basically using the same form of army mechanics as previous Warhammer Fantasy books. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like that. That's quite good, actually, because it relies that you can't just spam something. You're going to have to think about the points cost as well. And the final bad thing, and this one is kind of a kicker to me, because this, I had an issue, and I still do have an issue, that Legacy armies are all PDF, and Vovo models are very much still available, and it seems like any army that they don't really want you to do gets knocked down to PDF rules, and that's it. But this book kind of indicates how Games Workshop should start doing free rules, because it is just the basic armies. There is not a single named character in this, which is really odd, because there are several Chaos named characters which could be used, the 4 chosen of Chaos, such as Valkyr. I'm going to have to use Valkyr as a Chaos champion or Chaos Lord, because she doesn't have her own rule set. Same with Cetra. And now this one was confusing, because I actually double checked on this one. Cetra doesn't have his own rules, even though they announced him with the release, but there's no rule set for him. Again, this is kind of confusing to me, because I would have loved to see these named characters get a special relief, special rules, and have some new ones for the Orcs or the Basemen or even Chaos. These new special characters, which would be really add to the game. We'd get new models, but no, there isn't any named characters within the entire book. I don't know about Fighting Fantasy at the moment, but yeah, no named characters in the book, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, overall, it's a well laid out book. It's designed to be used easily. It's designed to be, look good, and it's really, really great just for you to be able to flip to your army. And that's what it's designed. It's designed to be really easy to use for an army book. And I can understand why they did a lot of the design choices in here, and a lot of it makes sense. It does look like they listened to it. It is a far bigger improvement than any of the Liber books for Horus Heresy. It's not a confusing book to look through. It's fantastically laid out, and it's nice and easy to read and look through. Especially if you really want to focus on your army, you don't really have to do anything other than go, this page is the start, this page is the end. And not only that, almost all armies have the same amount of coverage in the book as well. It's around about 35 pages each. And again, that's quite good, because it means it looks like it's more balanced than most other games, because everyone has a sort of the same amount of time in the book. And Orcs obviously have the most, and it's like Chaos, Tomb Kings. But anyway, like I said, it's pretty much well laid out that way. I like it. I do like it. I didn't really want to go on and doing like this big negative video on it because as first reactions. I'm going to take a deeper dive once I've got the other two books so I can compare them to those. And yeah, I like it. I think it's well laid out. It's an interesting book. The rules are pretty cool and it's simple to use and seem fine. But that's in the gameplay when that counts rather than looking at a book for the first time. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. I'll speak to you all again soon. And of course, link to Raylan Games down below as always if you want to save money on your Warhammer, up to 20% off and free delivery after £20. There is also a Forbidden Planet if you like comics and stuff, you know, DVDs, manga, all that cool stuff. And there is my merchandise as well. Cups, t-shirts, even comics. All done by me, all my designs. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.